If they want to put me in the ground, I have told my people, bury me at the feet of my father. But am I going to exile? No. Am I going to be quiet? No. Am I going to speak the truth? Yes. I have no apologies for the truth. Whatever you do, however much you try, a lie will never be the truth. It will never. Whatever you say, do, however long you wait, a lie will never be the truth. Even if I die today, the truth will remain. I don't fear it. The truth will remain. The truth will prevail. But I don't want a Uganda where we're going to be treated like some sort of, I don't know. Is this some sort of dictatorship which is unmasked? If you're going to be a dictator, you come out openly now. But don't start threatening behind officers and hotel. Actually, I honestly feel sorry for the president in this circumstance. In the case that he has been a general, he has been a hero to Muhoozi. But he has to be a dad at some point. Right now, Muhoozi needs a dad who can tell him the truth, to behave like a human being. I pray for Uganda that that happens. Otherwise, we have somebody with so much authority who has run amok. And I hate to think, if there's nobody to restrain, what will happen to all of us, or those of us who are ready to speak our mind and pray for the future of Uganda. It's better than no process. However flawed, when you have a chance at least to get your ideas across, or people are able to get out and exercise, for me it is better than none at all. But yes, definitely, this does not augur well for democracy, does not augur well for transition. In my own case, I know my strength is far bigger than what it is. As UPC, we come with 12 members of parliament. We should have had much more than that one had I been on the ballot. Had we had the full opportunity to organize, had the resources which were being entitled to being made available. But these, what the president calls unchristian, what they call diabolical, and their behavior is satanic, do not want that one. They think, and this is to borrow the president's phrase, the president said he killed his animal. These people now think that this animal is theirs to eat, theirs to take to part. So, I can't be quiet. We can't allow this to happen. Me as a Democrat, we need the people of Uganda to enjoy the fruits of being a citizen of Uganda. So, does it augur well transition? No, there are people who they don't want to be part of the transition conversation. I was going to be there whether they wanted or not. If I had my votes, which I expected, definitely I could not be ignored. But now they want to diminish me like somebody who is irrelevant. Fine, you may think I'm irrelevant. But I'm still able to pull off some issues which have been there in difficulty. And I want to recognize and thank that is Fred Jalameso, the Honorable MP-elect for a jury, where we went and defended his victory. They said I went there to spoil, no, I went there to defend what the people of jury had already decided. So I thank the people of jury, and I thank Honorable Fred for joining us here. So democracy, we have to work on it. But nobody is going to do it for us. As Ugandans, this is our country. If we're waiting for somebody to do it, and if we're waiting for those who are in power and they want to keep the power for themselves, they're not going to do it for us. We have to keep pushing for our space. We have to keep expanding our space. And however difficult, we must keep engaged as best we can. My game plan was to get enough votes to deny a 50+1. And if you understand the impact of that one, you go for second round. Second round will be the top 2 candidates, but you still have to talk to the other candidates in order to get the victory. So, dialogue, transition, that you create the transition or you create the dialogue by default. You will be in a situation whereby you have to talk to one another. You can't just think that you can do it alone. By locking us out and by doing this little thing, they want to make it look like they can do it alone. By increasing the numbers and they have a supermajority, is to create that issue that they can do anything, they can amend the constitution without the input of other players. That is the purpose behind all of this. iPod of recent times has not been operating effectively. The leadership of iPod is supposed to be 6 months rotational. When NRM assumed the leadership at the signing, that would have been around May 2022, they did not hold any meetings. So there are a lot of things which got stuck in the process. Now you asked about the funding. The funding under the law is for political party representation in parliament. But during elections, the funding is done equally. So for the 2021 election, the funding for political parties across the board was 10 billion. That 10 billion was supposed to be shared equally with the political parties with representation in parliament at the time. Those parties were 5. That is NRM, UPC, BP, FDC, and GEMA. PPP are not yet come. NUP are not yet come. 2021. NUP came in 2021. So the election lead in 2021 was 10 billion to 5 parties. That was the money to be shared. When we had our processes which led to the increased funding, which was negotiated first under the UPC chairmanship, then followed by the DP, was how to strengthen parties. Now there's supposed to be extra funding to political parties for meetings, statutory meetings, for party offices, which were brought in by President Museveni, and different aspects. That increased the funding to political parties to 35 billion for a year. But how the funding was supposed to be released has never been effected. When they tried to effect it, they effected it with malice. That's when they now try to lock out loop from the funding. And they ended up locking up all political parties. For the 2026 election, the funding which was agreed in Kololo across political parties was supposed to be 27 billion. Which meant that all political parties, UPC was entitled to 4.5 billion. That one, I did not expect it, and because the circumstances and the clarity behind it was not there. But the 2 billion, which had been cleared before, which had been discussed, which the president said it was morally wrong of NRM for not releasing that money. The fact that we've gone through 2026 election without that money again being released, I raised in parliament, it was diabolical. Now I'm saying it is satanic. It's satanic because when they're doing this one, you find them giggling, laughing as if they know that they're kids in the park, joking, and they don't know that they're messing things up. They want to get a situation maybe when the country is now on tenterhooks and that's what they'll be happy. Because somebody thinks he has the force to beat and bully people into submission. We need to have sense. You cannot beat sense into somebody. If somebody doesn't